Yep, another day. Icy rain. So good morning. It's another winter day here in Pittsburgh. I know I've started many of my vlogs out like this, similar setting, whining about the weather, but it is what it is. Today is especially bad because it is icy rain mixed with snow, as you guys can tell. Schools are shut down and everything. Now, one nice thing about these daily drivers that we have is that I don't care as much about the paint and all that. They both have swirl marks like crazy, so when it comes to getting the snow off, just use a good old broom. Well, good morning to you again. This is another day. It's actually 2 days after the last footage you guys just saw. I've been fighting a cold, so I've just been sitting inside the house for about 3 days. I feel a whole lot better now, though. I've had a lot of people ask me, when's the next video coming out and so on. But all I've been doing is fighting this cold and doing stuff inside the house, and it's just been things that are not interesting to film, like my wife and I reorganizing our office, doing taxes. So that's why there hasn't been a video for about 4 or 5 days. So I do apologize about that. But today we have a very interesting video. We're gonna go and take a look at what could be my future truck. Now, something that happened with our current truck here, which I unfortunately did not capture on video because it would have made for a very funny clip, although it gave me a minor heart attack, is that I had to take the truck out for an errand. I came back and I parked it while it was still raining ice. I went inside the house. I just so happened to look out of my living room window for a fraction of a second, and what I saw was that the truck was gliding down the driveway. While it was turned off, it was locked, the parking brake was on and everything. I literally see the truck gliding down the driveway. I just about shit myself, grabbed the keys, ran out in my socks, jumped in the truck and stopped it. But by the time that I got out to the truck, it had actually stopped right where the road starts. There's a little bump right there. But that just goes to show you how dangerous this rainy ice weather conditions can be. I mean, that was absolutely insane. Now, if I would have still had a dash cam in the Fusion, I would have caught that on video. But for now, we only have it in the Mercedes. And even if I was filming at the time and I saw that happen, I wouldn't stand there and just film it and watch it go down the driveway. I mean, I would have thrown the camera because I thought it was going to glide out in the street. But luckily it didn't. So the Benz has just been sitting in the garage for about 4 days, so I think it's time for a cold start. Let her rip. Now, today's video is obviously going to be about trucks, but very soon I'm going to have a video about the next type of modifications that are coming to the AMG. It's not cosmetic mods this time. And just like that, we're back at good old Moon Township Ford, and boom, brand new 2018 Ford Raptor, fully loaded 802A package. $71,190. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that we are looking at getting a Raptor as our next truck. I mean, just look at this thing. The Raptor, I mean, whether you like Ford or not, or, you know, dislike that they have a EcoBoost engine, kind of like I do, you can't deny that this is the best looking truck in the world. I mean, just look at this thing. Love the front end. This thing is sick. I mean, it's just so beefy. It's got the graphics package. I think it looks good with this magnetic color. It doesn't look good on every color because it's kind of a subtle graphic and I like it. Ford Performance, a black and gray leather interior. It has the carbon fiber package as well. Man, this thing is sweet. Panoramic moonroof. Got the toggle switches up here. Carbon fiber in the doors. Love this red touch on the steering wheel. LEDs. I mean, wow, this truck is awesome. But then there is this exhaust note. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't sound Raptor-ish. In my opinion, it's supposed to be louder. So if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I made a video about the rumors that the Raptor's coming out in a 7-liter V8. Now, if that happens, that is the truck that I would definitely want. I'd put a deposit down immediately. I want to be one of the first ones to get that truck if it comes out. So that is the one thing that is holding me back from buying a regular Raptor like this. I mean, I'm not knocking it in any way. It is a Raptor in every way except for the power plant, in my opinion. Now, I know a lot of people, they don't care that it doesn't have a V8, and that's okay. I mean, this engine is phenomenal. It's the most powerful EcoBoost engine that Ford has ever produced. It's the high output EcoBoost, 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. The only other vehicle in the Ford lineup, although it's not a Ford, it's a Lincoln, is the Navigator that gets this engine. And speaking of the stereo, we now have a Bang & Olufsen stereo instead of the old Sony sound system that you got previously. Just that is worth the upgrade because that sound system is amazing. But the interior here, I mean, wow, I love the carbon fiber package. I would definitely get this. I mean, this truck is amazing. I am tempted at, you know, here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna just, you know, if the 7-liter comes out, I'm gonna feel like I shot myself in the foot if I didn't have the patience enough to wait for it and I got, let's say, you know, this one right here. Honestly, I'm not looking at getting this one today. We're still waiting a little longer. But the other option that I have is to buy a used one. It might not even have to be a Raptor. Just buy maybe a 16 or a 17, a really nice one, a Lariat or something. We could do fun things with it. It would have to have the 5-liter V8 that I currently have in my truck. Put an exhaust on it, you know, lift it, awesome wheels, you know, modify it and have some fun with it. And then if the 7-liter comes out, then boom, put the deposit down, order it, and just trade in the truck that we have. Now, one good thing with the Raptors is that they do keep their value pretty well. If you look at used ones, let's say 17s that have like 5,000-10,000 miles on it, they're still in the $60,000 range. You know, mid-60s I've seen it, and that's pretty good. This is $71,000 brand new. Yeah, so I just feel like I'm in a bit of a predicament here. Because technically we could get rid of our truck. It's paid off. I mean, it's a lease, but I've paid down the lease payment, so it's pretty much done. And yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. We're definitely going to be a crew cab, though. That is 100% certain. Look at all this room. God, that is awesome. Heated seats in the back, 2 USB ports, full power plug. That's so nice, man. And yeah, a lot of people don't like the crew cabs because the bed is 5.5 foot. I don't give a crap. And this one also has the full box link system. So we have ramps back here. So if you have like a 4-wheel or whatever, you get it up on the truck easily by just putting the ramps out. Raptor is actually 6 inches wider than a regular F-150. It just looks so beefy, it's mean. God, if this was a 7-liter, man, we'd be making some serious decisions right now. Can you imagine this truck with a raw V8 sound? Wow, that would be dope. All right, so I just heard some rumors that the 7-liter might actually be coming out, and it will be confirmed if it's actually coming out by the end of summer this year. So yeah, it won't be this one, but for anyone that is interested in this one, check it out. It's at Moon Township Ford. But this truck right here with the 7-liter, that's the perfect truck. But since these rumors are now getting more serious, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to wait. All right, so here we are, we're back at the house. We're actually in my office. I haven't shot a video in here in ages because it's been such a clutter in here. But we just the other day got it all fixed up, and there was an old bed in here. We got that thrown out. One of my wife's friends helped us out with that, so very grateful for that. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I posted about a Q&A that I was going to do at the end of today's video. So if you're not following me there already, feel free to do so if you like. T-Bill12174 asks, when are we getting the new downpipes and ECU tune like Maximus Black did? Then maybe we can race with Dr. M3. Well, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I'm going to have another video come out here pretty soon because I am looking to do some things that are performance mods, not cosmetic mods. Philip Tubin97 asks, what do you think of the new BMW M5? Well, I drove the M550i, I reviewed that, and that car was an absolute monster. I mean, that's all-wheel drive. The new M5 is going to be all-wheel drive as well, with the option, just like the E63S, to go into full rear-wheel drive mode. So, yeah, I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. And then ERPS92 asks, what will be your next truck? A Raptor? Well, you know, I covered that in this video. We all know what truck that, you know, I'll be getting. And then my buddy Kerry from Florida says, he goes by 63 on Instagram. I've got one question. Who has the nicest black C63S coupe? Well, Kerry, your black C63 coupe is the OG, definitely. I mean, you've owned Instagram with that car for a very long time, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I would be lying if I said that it hasn't been an inspiration to me. I found you on Instagram right when I had ordered my first one. So, you know, there was someone else with a black coupe out there, and yeah, I mean, your car is beautiful, man, but mine's nicer. And then Ole Keyshawn asks, when are you going to create a website that we can buy merch on? I answered this in another Q&A that we had a few months back, and I said it was going to happen this year, and it is going to happen this year, but shame on me, I've been lazy, so but it's in the works. And then I get a lot of questions regarding trucks. It's Jacob18 asks, of all the cars and trucks that you've done reviews on, which one can you actually see yourself being able to live with? Well, I have one currently, love that truck, but you know, a 7-liter Raptor, that is the truck. That's what I want. DJ Khaled for cars says BMW M5 or E63S AMG. Personally, I would take the E63, he says, and I would have to agree. I've driven the E63S, drove it around a track actually when I was in Austin, Texas for the AMG Driving Academy, and it's absolutely awesome. I just don't have any experience with the M5 yet. I haven't driven it, so I can't really speak on that car yet. Now, if I were to drive that car and experience, maybe I would change my mind, but I don't know. For now, definitely the E63. And also a lot of questions regarding tunes for the Mercedes. People are asking what manufacturer I'm going to go with. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure, and I will be letting everyone know here in future videos. But they're basically asking if I'm going, Rentec, Wisec, whatever, if I'm getting downpipes and so on. But it'll all be answered here soon, as soon as I know exactly what I'm doing. And then a lot of questions as well regarding what's going to replace the Fusion when that lease is up. The lease is up in the end of March, actually. It's been paid off, so to speak. I mean, it is a lease, but it's been paid down for a very long time. And I honestly don't know yet. I don't. Because when end of March hits, spring is coming. So I won't be as much in a desperate need for an all-wheel drive car. But then on the other hand, I don't want to put millions of miles on the Mercedes and be the only vehicle that I really drive. So I'm not 100% sure yet. I mean, I made a video saying that I want an Audi S4 maybe. So it's still up in the air. But I'm not sure. I'm going to have to figure out what's going to be best for me regarding a daily driver. Maybe I get something else that, can heavily modify and stuff. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. Now, 2006 CVPI asked, what would you say is the best experience and the worst experience of owning the Beast? That's a pretty good question. I mean, the worst thing is probably, just that you're sort of like worried about the car. You're afraid that, something's going to happen. You don't want to park it just anywhere. The car's now lowered, so you got to plan your driving more, especially when you're parking. And, I don't want to bump the new splitter, and, I don't want to ding my wheels and stuff like that. You worry about a car like that more than you do just, the Fusion, for instance. The best part is obviously just the experience. I'm absolutely in love with that car. You guys all know that. Every time I drive it, the driving experience, the sound, just the full package of that car. And then Haroon Jama asks, out of all the mods that I've done so far to the AMG, which one is my favorite? And that would probably have to be the wheels. I mean, the wheels are awesome. I love them. I think they complete the look of the car. And then M. Bailing 1 says, what's your opinion of self-driving cars? I'm not a huge fan of that, actually. I mean, it's a cool technology and everything like that, but I'm just afraid that, everything in the world is going towards like freaking automation and just robotics. You know what I mean? I like to drive myself. It's an experience to drive a car, you know what I mean? Not to sit and sleep in the driver's seat. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to it yet, and I'm too old school. Like, I don't trust those systems. And then Canyon Haas says, why don't you drive a Volvo? Well, while it is true that almost every Swede at some point, within their family has owned a Volvo, not every Swede drives a Volvo. Like, I'm not interested in a Volvo right now. They're awesome. They're great. I used to build them. I worked at the plant for 6 years. But, yeah, no Volvo in the future for me currently. Corbin Trumbly asks, how do you balance the workload of YouTube with family life? Is it ever difficult? Yeah, it gets difficult sometimes. And I've mentioned this before, but like doing these videos and being a full-time YouTuber, it might seem like, all we're doing, is just goofing off, and you see this 11-minute video, whatever, and you think that that's sort of all that goes into it. But like, if I start in the morning, start filming a video, that takes a few hours, you're doing whatever it is in the video, then you get home, you need to sit and edit, and that can take 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, and then you have to get it up on YouTube in the evening. It's like, if the day is 14, 15, 16 hours long, that is not uncommon at all. So sometimes, yeah, I mean, I'll sit here and edit and stuff, and my wife is doing whatever she's doing, and yeah, it can affect it sometimes, where I don't have the time that I would want. But we work through it, and it's better now than it was when I was working 12-hour days at a dealership, to say that. Bryant Gumbel asked, do you sometimes drive with no destination? I do, LOL. Yeah, I definitely do that. I can get in the car and just drive. I love driving, so that definitely happens. Just go for a drive with no specific plans, just look around. I actually do that pretty often. And then I'm getting a few questions on what my first car was. It was actually an Opel. You don't have that brand here in America, but in England it's called Vauxhall, and it was an Opel Corsa. It was a hand-me-down from my dad, and it was a piece of junk, but it was a good starting point. And then TL Saragossa 7 says, how do you deal with potholes regarding your new wheels. It's driving a lot of slalom. That's how you deal with that. Got to be careful when you're driving in Pittsburgh. And then for the last one here, how long until a Bentayga review? Yeah, that would be amazing. I don't have any connections with Bentley dealerships or know anyone that owns a Bentayga. So it's a little hard, but if you're out there watching this and you have one and you would like me to review it, then please send me an email. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If this is your first time stopping by the channel and you haven't already, and you want to, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.